Okay, guys, so I'm going to do the 10-second time interval for us. I have here the 10-second thing, cup, excuse me, not thing, and I've already put 10 milliliters of hydrogen peroxide in there. I also have sitting at the ready let me show you, the sulfuric acid, and I've measured out the 10 milliliters of that already. I'm going to set that right there. And I have a timer going so that I can see what's going. It's definitely better to do this with a partner who could watch it more carefully than I could. Okay. And I have my Catalase pipette, and I have some Catalase in this cup here that says Catalase. And I'm going to measure out 1 milliliter. So give it a good squeeze. Bring it down to 1 milliliter. And again, try to be as exact as you can. And if I'm ready to go, I'm going to put this in. I'm going to watch my clock go only 10 seconds. So, on your mark, Bonnie, get set, and go. And there is 10 seconds. Boom. Squirted. Okay. And I killed it now with the acid. Okay. I'm going to rinse that acid really quick. Okay. I should have used my wash water, but I didn't. Rinse that acid really quick. And I don't have to worry about this because this is already stopped. Whatever enzyme went in there, it worked on the hydrogen peroxide and then it stopped. And now that enzyme is being denatured. I probably should have had a partner swirl that a little bit for me. Once I put the enzyme in there, it would have been a little bit more surface area to volume there, but that's okay. We got that. Now I'm going to get my handy dandy titration cup over here. Rinse out what I titrated before. A little wash rinse here. Okay. Just rinsing out my titration cup. I should have done that ahead of time. Fortunately, this is not the time part. Just that one part is like the part where you have to be really careful. Okay, and so now we'll move my phone out of here and say just stop that. Okay, so now I've got my 10 seconds of catalase in here, and I had 10 milliliters of hydrogen peroxide. I put my milliliter of catalase in, counted 10 seconds, then killed it with the acid. Now I'm going to remove 5 milliliters of that, so I get the transfer syringe, and I'm going to remove 5 milliliters. So I'm going to suck this up to a little bit beyond the 5, and then bring it down to the 5. Okay, and put my 5 milliliters in here, which I'm going to go through the titration process. Okay, now don't throw this out yet, because let's say you just mess up, or say you want to double check your results. Save that, because you can get another 5 milliliters out of there and titrate again. So then I bring over my potassium permanganate. That's this stuff, right? The real dark purple stuff. And I'm going to bring up at least 5 milliliters of this. Doesn't matter where I start. Remember, get that bubble in there and measure from the bubble. Okay, so I'm starting at, my initial volume is going to be, this is so difficult to see. Okay, and you will get it all over the place. Okay, so it looks like I'm starting at 5 again. Okay, so I like starting at 5.0. Okay, and here's where the titration process is going to go in. So now this only went for 10 seconds. So it's going to take a while to titrate. So we put in a drop and swirl, put in a drop and swirl, put in a drop and swirl. And we're waiting for that color change, just like we did on the one that was not catalyzed. Okay, what do you expect? Do you expect this volume is going to be more or less? Remember, what we put in there is the remainder of the hydrogen peroxide. So it's going to be more or less. We had a catalase work on that hydrogen peroxide for at least 10 seconds, right? So we're still dropping. You got to be careful with this. You want to get it right when it changes. Okay. Again, it's good to have a partner with this. I'm all on my own here. But at least I don't have to wear a mask while I'm doing this. Okay, so it's going still. It's going still. Going still. It's like we're getting closer. Color seems to stay a little bit longer each time. Oh, that stayed a little bit longer. Could it be that we're almost there? Almost. And trust me, I might mess up on this. I do plenty of mess ups sometimes. Oh, that looks like it stayed a little longer. It's been going a while here. Oh, could that be? One more drop maybe? Oh, looks like that final drop might be it. Looks like it's staying. You want to bring it to the same color that you stopped with the baseline, which that's about it right there. Okay, so we can see that that color is staying, it's remaining. So I'm going to look at my final volume now. Okay, my final volume is, and it looks like I went from 5.0, and it looks like I'm down to 4.9 again. Okay, it's very close to the other one. I'm going to return this back. I'm going to rinse this out so we get some of this. I know I'm just in the wastewater here. Probably not a good idea. I better rinse it with some distilled water. Chance. Get some distilled water in here and give a good rinse through. And my wastewater, you'll have to make sure you empty that out every so often because you don't want that overflowing. That's a mix of all kinds of chemicals here. None of these mixtures are going to explode on you, but yes, they can burn you. So you definitely want to not leave a full cup like that sitting around for too long. Okay? All right. So here is our final thing, and we can see the color still stayed. And we looked at our final thing, and we're going to write that down. Where's my papers? On our sheets. Move this acid away from me here. And this. Okay. We're going to write that down on our sheets. Where are we going to write that down? Right here in the 10 seconds. My initial volume, and here's where I'll put my initial volume, cross out my old things that I had from before, was 5.0. My final volume was 4.9. So that looks like my change of volume was 1.9. Very similar to the other one, right? Okay, so now H2O2 decomposed, baseline minus volume. Okay, that's where you got to go back to that baseline, which was 1.9. And 1.9 minus 1.9, well, I got a 0 there. Okay, and that's okay. I mean, it should be a little bit more, should be, but it isn't this time, and that's okay. We're going to see what all of our results are, and we are going to hopefully pull together our results and get an average, a class average, or our 2 class averages perhaps. But here's our 10-second one. I want everybody to use these same values. 5.0 was my initial, 4.9, so that meant 1.9, and so my H2O2 decomposed was only 0. Now, it should have been more, but it's okay. It should have probably come out like 0.5 to anywhere from 0.5 to 0.8. Okay, but it didn't, and that's okay. We're okay leaving it as is. Okay, you're going to be doing the other timings. Okay, and when you do those timings, you'll be putting those things in. Most likely, you'll see this number increase as you go across. Okay, and yet this number up here, the 1.6, this will decrease. So your change in volume will decrease, but your change of H2O2 decomposed, that should increase. Okay. All right, so that's our 10-second one, our baseline. So we did part B there, and we already did one of the timings from part D. So just to show you where we are again, we did part B in the video right before this, where I set up the baseline. We have a baseline of a 1.1. Ooh, 1.1. Duh. Mrs. Horner. I said 0, 1.1. 1.9 minus 1.1. Should be. Oh, or I did. See, I'm doing all my math wrong. This is why I need you guys. Check my math, right? I had a 1.1 here, not a 1.9. Yeah, 5.0 minus 4.9 is 1.1. Still came out, I guess I was thinking it was 1.9 over here, but for my B was 1.1. For this, it's 1.1. Still came out 0. Okay, so that's actually good. That's a better result that, it's still 0, yes, but it's good. I know you might be thinking, Mrs. Horner, you're sounding confusing, but you give this a try. It's kind of fun to do this. The titration's a different kind of process, and that's it.